our Art 305 final multimedia presentation discussion. We're going to go over both the script and the presentation. The basics. For this assignment, you will create a multimedia presentation like those we have seen on Khan Academy. Your presentation will compare and contrast two works of art. The basis of your comparison will be a theme that you have selected from the textbook. The first work of art should be chosen from one of the textbook chapters. The second artwork should be found in the collection of a major art museum. You will write a script for this work of art, 500 to 700 words with 5 citations and a works cited list at the end of your paper. And then you will create an audio-visual presentation that is 2 to 4 minutes long and that uses text and at least 4 images. Your presentation needs to have voiceover narration based on the script that you have written. Here are some hints. State your theme clearly. Please don't make me guess which theme you are using, and please don't bury it at the end of a very long paragraph. Make sure to reread the chapter before you begin writing, since part of your grade will be based on your thoughtful analysis of your artworks in relation to the chapter theme you have selected. Carefully select your artworks to compare to each other and to relate to the theme. If your theme and the two artworks are not related in an obvious, relevant way, it will be difficult for you to be successful with this assignment. Visit a major art museum website and select a work of art from their collection that falls into one of the themes we've studied this semester. One of the keys to doing good academic research is to pick a viable subject. Do some preliminary research before you fall head over heels in love with a particular artwork to make sure that there is enough research available to complete your project. Selecting your artwork. Make smart choices. Larger museums will contain artworks that have more research written about them. More major or well-known artworks will have more written about them. For this assignment, you will need to conduct preliminary research to select 2 artworks and a theme. Start by selecting an artwork from the chapter that you like or can relate to. Perhaps you think back over the semester and think about the favorite work of art that you've seen this semester. Decide which themes it can represent. So do some preliminary thinking. What theme might it fall into? Search for resources online and in the CSUN databases, art databases. Be smart. If you don't find good research sources, then just select another artwork. Once you find an artwork from the chapter that has at least 2 good research sources, then you can start looking for a second artwork from a major museum collection. This is an artwork that is owned by a major art museum. This is not a digital image of the work that you locate on Google. Where should I look? Selecting your artwork. Almost every major city has at least one art museum. You can start close to home. You can look at local museums like MoCA or LACMA, the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, the Broad, the Getty. Perhaps you already have a favorite art museum like the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. You can digitally visit New York City by looking at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Museum of Modern Art, or MoMA, the Whitney, the Frick, the Guggenheim, the ICP, which is the International Center for Photography, if you're interested in photography, or the Eastman Museum, which is also for photography. Go continental, try the Louvre in Paris, the Tate or the Tate Modern in the UK, or the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. Once you find an artwork related to your first choice, go through the same process. Search for resources online and in the CSUN art databases. Be smart. If you don't find good research sources, then select another artwork and start the process over. Your works cited list must contain one source that you found in a CSUN art database. This may take some time, but this is part of the process called research. And often you're going to find something even better than you would have thought if you go through this a few times. Make your works cited list immediately so you remember the resources that you selected. If you've done this preliminary resource, just cut and paste the URLs, put them on a document on Google Docs or on Word, and it will be there when you start writing your paper. You don't have to start all over again. A theme. Please select a theme that you can clearly demonstrate in your presentation. Your theme should be related to one of the larger themes that we have discussed about the function artworks play in society or how artworks convey information. Please don't randomly select a theme. If you really don't understand the theme that you have selected, this will come across in your presentation and affect your final grade. Here's a list of themes. Please pick from the following themes. If you have a different theme in mind, that's no problem, but just contact me first so I can give you the thumbs up. Gender representation, the male gaze, propaganda, class, mass media techniques, binary opposition, artworks created for a patron versus artworks created based on the artist's subjective vision, cultural myths, changes in communicative technologies, social hierarchy, technology used by the artist to create their work. There is an explanation of each of these items on Canvas, so you can check that out. And you're welcome to contact me to kind of run ideas by me. Please don't contact me and say, what theme should I select? If you're going to contact me, have something in mind, even just a little bit of a hint, and then I can help you, refine that. Now let's talk about your script. In your script, discuss the following: the content or subject of these artworks, the formal elements, line, color, light, etc. of this artwork. Your grade for this part of your script will be based on the criteria for formal analysis outlined in the Khan Academy video on formal analysis, and the link is on Canvas, but we watched this in class, so you've already seen it once, which discusses how to formally analyze a work of art. Please make sure to watch it before you begin writing your script. The iconography, which is the larger meaning and significance of this artwork. Especially consider the historical context of your artwork, as well as culture, geography, artist, time period. How this artwork you selected from the museum collection exemplifies the chapter theme, using an artwork from the chapter as a point of comparison. Consider using the journalistic model from chapter 1 of the textbook to analyze your artworks, and that would be talking about who, what, when, where, how, and why. If you want to refresh your memory of this, look at the chapter 1 Why Visual Literacy PDF, and it's slide 46. The script should be 500 to 700 words, typed, double-spaced. Your script should be free of all spelling and grammatical errors. I will watch your presentation up to 4 minutes long, but not longer, so think about your word count. If you make an appointment at the Learning Resource Center before the assignment due date to go over your script and have the LRC send me proof of your attendance, which they do regularly, then you can earn 1 point of extra credit. No plagiarism. This is a research project, which means that you will rely on outside sources of information to write your script. However, you must cite each source that you use in your script. So this can be a little bit confusing. I'm telling you to go out and research, but when you use a material that someone else has written, you need to cite that in your paper. Your script must contain a works cited list. In-text citation and the works cited list. Please do not use footnotes or endnotes. You're going to use what's called in-text citations. And again, I have a whole, there's a PDF that talks about this on Canvas if you need more information. Please use MLA 8th edition format for your citations. For help, try the OWL, the online writing lab at Purdue University, and there's a link on Canvas. The OWL contains a link to a citation machine to correctly format your citation in MLA 8th edition format. And the other thing that's really great about using the databases at CSUN is that they all have a little citation button that you can push and it will produce a citation for you. Proper citation. Each time you use information that you found in an outside source, you must cite your source. After each sentence in your paper, I'm going to read that again. After each sentence in your paper that uses information from an outside source, please include an in-text citation. This means using parentheses with the author's last name in it. Example of an in-text citation, so you could say romantic poetry. This is your sentence. Romantic poetry is characterized by, quote, the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, and you found that from Wordsworth, so you're going to put a little in-text citation that says Wordsworth, and on your works cited list at the end, you're going to give me information on how to find that Wordsworth quote. Include 5 citations in a works cited section at the end of your script. One of the 5 citations is your link to the museum website where you found your second artwork. Use the citation machine to generate a link to this website. In order to get full credit, you must cite each work on your works cited list at least one time in your script. So you can't just search a bunch of sources and then not read them and stick them in your works cited list. I need to actually see a sentence, at least one sentence in your paper where you are citing information from each of the items on your works cited list. The works cited can include any of the following. The museum or gallery website, another reputable art-based website, your textbook, and scholarly articles or ebooks found on the Oviatt Library database. And you must use at least one of those to get full credit. Once complete, please use your script as the narration for your visual presentation. All right, now let's talk about your presentation. The audiovisual presentation can be best created on your computer or laptop. The tablet or the phone, you can also use them. You might have a few challenges if you try that. So it's best on a computer or laptop, but you can certainly use your tablet or your phone. The presentation must be recorded with voice-over narration. You must include text in the presentation and visual images. Here's a question. Can I have someone else read my script for me? Yes, as long as you write the script and organize the images for your presentation. So last semester I had somebody with laryngitis. I had somebody in the hospital, and those people the person in the hospital got their brother to read it for them. The person with laryngitis got their roommate to read it for them. So that's totally fine as long as you write the script and you are the one that's organizing the images for your presentation. Text. Include helpful text for your viewer, information about the artwork, the artist, the time period, etc. Use at least 4 different images. So you're going to try to keep your viewer focused for 3 minutes or more. You need to use a few more images. So as you go on researching, take screenshots or download the image files and keep those so that you can use them in your presentation. That way you don't have to remember which website you saw that really cool map on or which website had the picture of the artist. You just collect them as you go along and they'll be ready for you when you make your presentation. 2 of the images you use should be images of your chosen artworks, and the other 2 can be supplemental images to interest your viewer, pictures of the artist, maps of the area, other images by your artist, anything that relates. Organize your images and text into a coherent presentation which is aligned with your script before you start recording. You can use PowerPoint. Yes, you can record your voice on each slide. You can use iMovie or any other program like Zoom or QuickTime, which allows you to record your voice and the screen at the same time. You can use Zoom to record your presentation. Make sure to save it to your computer, and then share your screen to record your voiceover and share your presentation at the same time. And if you're interested in doing this, I have a little how-to video on YouTube that walks you through the process of doing this. If you have the program QuickTime, you can record a new screen recording and record your voice while you read your script and show your presentation. Include a works cited slide at the end of your presentation. Just copy and paste this from your script. Video should be 2 to 4 minutes. I'll watch your presentation. I'll give you, like 30 seconds. I'll watch up to 4 minutes, 30 seconds, but not longer. So think about your word count. Presentation. Upload your URL link correctly. This was a huge problem last semester. For the presentation part of the assignment, you will turn in a URL link. So all you're turning in is a link. So you've got to upload your video to either YouTube or to Vimeo. You can't turn in a video file or anything like that. Again, you must upload your videos to YouTube or to Vimeo and share your link on Canvas. So what happens for people is that they make their video private. If you make your video private, I can't see it. So your link must be either public or unlisted. And you can always go back right after this and delete it. So if you're worried about that, you can. But if you send me a link to a private link that I can't access, I'm just going to give you a grade of 0. I spent so much time last semester trying to track people down and get them to change the access. So you guys, if you send me a private link, if I click on it and I can't access it, you're just going to get a grade of 0. In the past, I spent too much time tracking down students whose YouTube video was set to private. So this semester, please make sure that I can see your video. If I can't, I will simply give you a grade of 0 on the presentation since I won't be able to view it. All right, for your script, you need to turn in a Word document. So that's a .doc or a .docx. Immediately people get upset because they say, I don't have Word. I use Google Docs. Well, here's a little screenshot that shows you on Google Docs. You go to File, you go to Download, and you download it in the Microsoft Word format, which is .docx. You won't be able to open it, but you just have to upload it to Canvas and trust that I'm able to open it. So for the script part of the assignment, please upload a Word doc. This is going to be a .doc or a .docx. If you use Google Docs, you can output a Microsoft Word document. Even if you don't have Microsoft Word on your computer, you can turn in the file to Canvas. And if you're interested in getting Microsoft Word, the whole suite for free, every CSUN student can get it. So you just go to csun.edu/IT/software and you can get it. Do not send me a link to a Google Doc. I will just give you a 0. So no links. This is going to be a doc that you upload to Canvas. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right, grading. 20 points. So this is 10 points max possible for the script and 10-point max possible for the presentation. Grading will be based on content and originality. Check out the rubric for both on Canvas. Again, sorry to scream at you, but if your YouTube link is private, you will receive a grade of 0 for your presentation. What about using quotes? Please be careful when you use quotes. Consider if it's truly worth quoting and consider paraphrasing instead, but do not forget to cite the source of the quote. Even if you paraphrase something, you still have to put a little in-text citation. Your paper will be more effective if you use your own words and ideas. Plagiarism. Do not submit plagiarized work. This includes cutting and pasting whole sentences and phrases from articles on the internet, submitting papers that have been purchased off the internet, submitting published works without citing them in your narrative and bibliography, and jump-starting your writing by borrowing non-essential phrases from published articles. Any of this will be detected on Turnitin when you guys turn it in. Plagiarism is a form of academic dishonesty which will be penalized with a failing grade for the assignment. Again, if you have questions, just ask me. Extra credit. If you make an appointment at the Learning Resource Center before the assignment due date to go over your script and have the LRC send me proof of your attendance, which they do all the time, then you can earn 1 point of extra credit. Plus, you can have someone look over your paper. If you turn in your script by May 6th, you can earn 1 point extra credit. And if you turn in your presentation by May 6th, you can earn 1 point extra credit. Things to remember. State your theme clearly. Don't make me guess which chapter theme you are using. Proofread your paper once you have finished writing it. It helps to read it out loud to catch mistakes. Spell check your paper. Refer to the artist you are writing about by first name and last name, or by last name only, but not by first name only. So the academic convention is changing more and more. You see people referring to an artist or an author by their first name, but we're going to keep it a little bit more academic in this class. And so you could say John Davola's photographs are taken in the desert. You could say Davola's photographs are taken in the desert, but please don't say John's photographs are taken in the desert. All right, you guys, I know this is a lot of information. This is also up on Canvas in written form, and you're always obviously able to ask me any questions that you need to know more about. All right, thank you.